Hello everyone and welcome back to Personal Beauty. I'm your host Shannon as always, and today we're going to be talking all about sun protection and sun care. So if you guys didn't know, it is super hot here in Korea. I think in Celsius it's maybe 36 degrees right now. So hot, but the humidity makes it insane. So we're going to talk about ways that you can protect your skin and also reapply sunscreen throughout the day. This is super important for all of you guys that are dealing with a super hot summer right now. I know that back home in North Carolina, it's definitely super hot there as well, so make sure that you guys are protecting your skin. It's not just a beauty thing, but it really is important for health. And it just so happens to be kind of a pillar and a staple in Korean just skincare and beauty in general, just staying protected from the sun. So I'm going to be giving you guys a little bit of a quick crash course on kind of some different products that you can look out for, maybe some things that you guys can check and make sure that it's right for you. And if you guys have any questions or comments, make sure that you drop something in the chat down below. So before we go ahead and get started, I just wanted to say hi to everyone in the chat. Thank you guys so much for joining. Let's see, Mark, hey dad, my dad's in the chat. Looking like a boss in the shades. Thank you so much. Nathan's in the chat. Typhoon is in the chat. So good to see you guys. So thank you guys for joining. Without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get right into things. So we're going to start off with one of my personal favorites, a Sunstick. So that is actually this one right here. I will just go ahead and open this up for you. This isn't something that I was really used to. I became introduced to this when I moved to Korea. But it's actually like a little deodorant style sunscreen, and it makes sunscreen application so much easier. So you just roll it up like this, and check this out. The application is completely clear. Look at that. Completely clear. There's no cast, there's no shine, there's no oil. It is amazing. So even a lot of times these sunsticks are not oil based, and you can put them over top of makeup like I'm doing right now. Super easy. Definitely great because you can carry them around. There's no sort of like residue on the top or anything. It smells really nice. It feels really light. And the PA plus factor in this one's really high. So I might have touched on this with you guys a little bit before, but there's something that's really important about buying sunscreen. And it's not just the SPF. SPF tells you about how much you're getting protection from UVA and UVB rays. UVB rays are what cause things like skin cancer and skin damage, and we want to avoid those at all costs. So of course, definitely get SPF 50 or higher. But something else I want you guys to check for is right here. It's PA+. So this particular one is actually PA+4. And this is really, really good. Each plus stands for about 45 minutes of time. So this one would last you a good like 3 hours or so, 3 to 4 hours, which is great. But if it's like 2 or less, it's not worth your time because you're going to spend all day just reapplying sunscreen. So definitely make sure that you guys are looking out for that. So this is definitely one of my personal favorites just because it's super easy to carry around, really easy to reapply, and no white cast, which is a big plus, I think. All right, let me just double up. Sunscreen, we probably don't use as much as we should. Yes, Nathan, for those of you that don't know, has been a long-time member of the chat. And I do believe he's from Australia, which is really important for you to wear sunscreen, definitely, especially if you're in an area like Australia where the UV rays can be super, super strong. Moving right along, we're going to check the Dr. G. This is the SPF 50 and PA+4 as well. This one is called a tone-up sunscreen, though. So this one's a little bit different. This is more along the lines of the texture that I'm sure you guys are used to. Let me just peel this off and I'll go ahead and show you guys. Okay, so texture-wise, comes out in a nice little thin line, but it does look like your typical sunscreen. It's white, it's creamy, and this one, of course, is going to take a second to absorb because I did just put sunscreen on. But just to show you guys, this one does have a little bit of a white cast, and that's what I meant by the tone up. So tone up, for those of you guys that aren't sure, it is a brightening kind of element. It's supposed to act as like a skincare thing, but it does sort of brighten the skin over time. So if you have mild blemishes like freckles, for example, this is going to help to tone up. It's going to help to improve and brighten the tone a little bit. This is also something that you see a lot with Korean makeup and skincare in general. So definitely something that you guys want to be on the lookout for. If you're not interested in brightening your skin, maybe avoid the ones that say tone up. So I'm just going to go ahead and move on to this next one. This is the hyaluronic acid watery sun gel. This is definitely something that I would immediately gravitate towards just based on the title here. This one is also SPF 50 and PA+4. So again, really, really good coverage from the sun, a really nice like sort of shelf life or long lasting ability. This one is actually a watery sun gel, which is immediately why I was a little bit more attracted to this one, because I can't stand the texture of sunscreen, especially when it has that sort of like kind kind of metallic, like filmy after feeling. You know what I'm saying? Kind of the effects after. So right away you can see that is so thin and so light. It's almost completely clear already, and I've barely touched it. So this is awesome. Oh, it smells so good. It smells like coconut. It smells really, really nice, and it's already absorbed. Already gone. Really, really easy. I quite like this one a lot, so if you guys want to take a look, it absorbed almost instantly. For these lighter ones, there is something that I want you guys to be on the lookout for. These often are chemical sunscreens. So chemical sunscreens are usually a lot lighter. They're not going to have that sort of filmy, greasy, oily nature, because mineral sunscreens, on the opposite, so there's chemical and mineral. Mineral sunscreens are made of zinc oxide, or a zinc compound, and these are known to reflect sunlight like a mirror. These are actually going to help your skin to absorb and disperse sunlight. This is why it's a little bit thinner and lighter, and it absorbs a lot better. But with that being said, even though I know most people would probably prefer something like this, it's not always the most sensitivity friendly. So make sure that if you guys are in the market for a chemical sunscreen, you're going with brands like like Round Labs, for example, which I know to be sensitivity friendly and suitable for most skin types. Otherwise, if you are super sensitive, if you are acne prone, definitely go for a mineral type, which would be like this one here. So two really, really good options. They just have sort of different strengths. I think for me personally, this would be a winner just because I don't particularly have sensitive skin and I love how light it is. But like I said, both are great. So now one that you guys are probably really familiar with. Is this open? I think so. Okay, so this is the sun spray, and this one, actually, when I picked it up, I noticed right away some of the actives down here. We see a 7 Cica complex, 8 hyaluronic acid, and vitamin E and B5. B5, if I'm not mistaken, is actually niacinamide, which is supposed to help tighten up the pores. So this is actually going to be a really good option, not just for sun protection, but also skincare. The Cica complex in this is going to help it to be a lot more sensitivity friendly. And of course, everyone's favorite thing about sun sprays is how convenient they are, how quickly they absorb, and how light they are. So this one is a no-brainer. This is definitely something that you should take with you on vacation. Just try it out. Oh yeah. I don't know why. I will always love the smell of sunscreen. So right away, there's no white cast. There's no sort of like shiny, oily element at all, which I really like. This is definitely going to be one of the things I would put in my bag and have on me at all times, especially if you're doing like a beach day. The smells great. It's SPF 50. It's PA plus 4 again, so really, really high. Yeah, and it's also skin care, which I think is pretty cool. So definitely check this one out. Now we have a very Korean option. So this is one that I think you guys probably are not familiar with, but if you are at all on the K-beauty skincare side of social media, you've definitely seen people wearing these. So let me just check in with the chat really quick before we get into this one. I haven't seen over 50 plus before. So over 50 plus is not necessarily better. If it's SPF 50, it's pretty much repelling or absorbing and dispersing, I believe it's 95% or 98, excuse me, 98% of UVA, UVB rays. So it's, even if it is like SPF 100, you're not going to be getting that much more significant of a benefit. So even if it's SPF 30, I believe it's 95%, so 95 to 98. But either way, great option. As long as you're protecting your skin, that's better than nothing, right? It's really important that there's no white cast. I totally agree. Everybody has a different skin tone. Everybody has different preferences. And I think that for, especially if you have a little bit of more tan kind of tone or if a darker tone, no white cast is important because it can make you look almost like gray, and it's just not fun for anybody. Yes, summer in Australia can get very harsh, even the tropical regions. Northern parts in winter, it's always above 30 degrees. That's crazy. The non-stick texture is the best. I could not agree more. I love that. Our host loves the smell of sunscreen. Yes, I love the smell of sunscreen. I think it brings back old like poolside memories of being a kid, but I don't really know anybody that hates the smell of sunscreen. So anyway, let's go ahead and get right into this one. I'm actually really excited to introduce this to you guys. This is a cooling sun patch. So this is definitely something that is more popular, I would say, in East Asia in general or in Korea. But these are actually patches that you put under your eye. So you guys might have seen those sort of like anti-aging, like just little, you know, eye patch sort of things for like a serum or a night mask. This is that, but this is actually for cooling and soothing. So if you're going to be out in the sun, if you're going to go take a hike, if you're going to go to the beach, not only will this sort of shield physically your skin from the sun, but it's also going to act like an aloe sort of soothing situation. So let's say you go to the beach and you get a super bad sunburn on day one. You can wear this the next couple of days, and this will help to sort of cool everything off. And this is a really nice way to lift, kind of sculpt the face, as well as cool and protect with UV rays, which is great. So let me just take this out really quick. I'm going to show you guys what's going on here. Okay, yeah, so it looks exactly like a face mask. Sort of the packaging and everything is really similar. Usually with these, it goes on like almost like a Band-Aid, and then you pull off the fabric part and it'll leave like a little clear film, which is usually what you want because you don't want people to see you with these giant patches. These definitely come in handy. They are bite-sized. They fit into any sort of packaging that you're having, like a purse or a suitcase, things like that. But it's definitely the next sort of step up in sun care because this is taking things super seriously. Protecting your skin physically as well. So definitely check something like this out if you guys haven't yet. This is definitely one of the big things that you'll see in Korea. I see a lot of ajumas or unnis walking around with these to protect their under eyes and prevent early aging, which is great. So I think that is all for you guys today. I know today's episode was a little bit short, but don't worry, we have another great episode coming for you guys next week. Thank you so much for joining. As always, everyone, please like, comment, subscribe to the channel. We appreciate your support, and we also really appreciate your input. If you guys have any ideas for future episodes or things that you'd like me to cover or see, leave it in the comment section down below, and I will be sure to let the production team know. Yeah, we love you guys so much. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.